Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shay goes by.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust on you.
Now, if you want to lure me with sexy talk, that's how you do it.
Wow, man. That was a clip from easily one of the most successful shows in television history.
Yeah.
The Big Bang Theory. And our guest has been... We've had another guest from the Big Bang Theory here before, too. And it's funny. As soon as Big Bang Theory cast members leave our show, our stock goes up. You know what I mean? It's like, we start making more money. All sorts of great things happen. But I'm going to let DB do this intro because he was so excited about our guest.
All right. Now, I was telling Sway I was excited because you starred in arguably one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
That is me, DJ Wonder, is like mandatory watch every holiday season, along with The Christmas Story and Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes.
Hey, man, good taste.
Rudolph.
Yes.
Those are all wonderful.
But now you star in this movie called Rings, and we have here the star of the movie, Johnny Galecki.
Johnny Galecki!
Thank you for having me. You guys do this right, man. I want to come by a few times a week. This is incredible.
This is your chair, man. We had this personally made for you.
It would be much lower to the ground if that was true.
Nah, come on, man. You're a giant. Johnny's a giant. Look just like he does on TV. You got to give people, and I would imagine you probably got used to this because the show is Big Bang Theory is so popular that folks feel like you live with them. See, you almost got to give us a second to breathe that you're in the room.
Oh, that's silly.
Let's
Come
go.
on. If we're going to have a moment of silence this morning, it's not going to be for me.
Oh, wow. So I take it you're not watching the inauguration today, huh?
I'm here with you. What is it? It's like a slow news day? You guys have me on right now?
That's great, man. So where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Chicago.
In the Chi.
Yeah. My family's still there.
So South Side, West Side?
West Side, Oak Park, a bordering suburb there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but my father's family was from Detroit, so we spent a lot of time there as well. And still go back there a lot. It's a great city. I love it there.
You a Lupe fan? Lupe Fiasco?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
I forgot he's from there. Yeah.
He's from your hood, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He was about to bullshit for a second.
I'll take your word for it.
No, so you didn't have that like Chicago is now. Chicago is such a beautiful city and has so much to offer. But what we typically see is headlines about the murder rate in Chicago.
Sure.
What was it like for you growing up? Did you grow up in that Chicago, or were you safe from a lot of that?
I grew up. It was because Oak Park is a bordering suburb. It was interesting. My father, he taught blind veterans at a nearby VA hospital, so didn't make a lot of money. But a lot of the houses out there, and the house that I grew up in, had what they call coach houses, which are little apartments built off where they used to keep the horses back in the day. And so this house, and was probably one of the only reasons we could afford the mortgage, had one of those that we could rent out. And we rented it out to a woman who, the rest of her, she got a ton of mail, this older lady. And we couldn't figure out why until we figured out that her family, who lived in the inner city, and most of which in Cabrini Green, which for those of you who don't know was the worst example of any government housing project ever in this country, were using her mailing address to come to the schools in Oak Park, the public schools, which I went to, which was an invaluable experience for me because I was sitting between like this girl Katie Mead, who was the heiress to the Mead paper fortune, and a kid from Cabrini Green on the other side. So I had both worlds. I had both friends. I had both influences, and they've cracked down on such things since because it's not fair to certain taxpayers in those school districts. But I wouldn't have done it any other way.
Yeah. Wow.
Break something down for me then, Johnny, because you said
best.
something about Cabrini Green. All right. I grew up a fan of Good Times, the television show. And then you mentioned Park. Where did you grow up? What section?
Oak Park.
So all the parks in Chicago, like the suburb areas, because there was like a Rogers Park I heard of one time when Michael was going to get bused to the suburb area to go to school.
Well, there's Wicker Park and stuff like that. That's in the city. So no, are you asking if
only the park areas are considered suburbs in Chicago?
No,
oh, okay, no. All right.
No. Good question though. I had to think about it for.
I try to know because I don't know Chicago that well. well. I'm familiar with the Chicago that Sway spoke of. And when
Right,
you
right.
mentioned Caprini Greens, I only heard of it through television. So
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to get an
sure.
idea of what it's like growing up in
it's
that
a good
area.
question. Again, I had to figure out my geography on that.
Johnny's
Like,
like,
I never thought about
I
it
want to
that
talk
way.
about the rings. you
Sorry,
know?
Sway.
No,
I need to get my good
whatever you want
times
to
on.
talk. I'm here to chat. I'm not leaving. I'm here to chat.
All right, cool.
Hang
Well,
out.
since you brought up rings, I got to see the movie the other day. I went to the
Oh, you
screening.
did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, cool.
I am a Ring fan. You brought up Cabrini Green Projects, which made me think of Candyman, which scared the shit out of me because that was
I didn't
actually
see that one.
How did you not see Candyman? It was based in that project. So I don't
Was
know.
it?
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Well, just because I mentioned Cabrini Green doesn't mean that I've seen every piece of fictional work that happened to take place.
We got good times, Candyman.
All right.
Two good projects, but
No, okay, but
two good films, not government projects.
Yeah.
Don't
Right,
take
right,
that in.
Go check out Candyman when you get a chance. But about Rings, yes. This is the third installment, and it's based roughly 13 years, I believe, since the last one, which is an accurate setting for the modern day version. So in this one, I was just wondering, because with the first two, the thing that I like the most is that it was violent, but like not blood and gore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way when they discovered the girl in the closet, you saw this horrible look on her face of terror and everything. So how do you keep that fear in you when you're on set? Because obviously you know it's not real. You're on a movie set, but you have to make it look authentic. That you're scared of something. You know what I mean?
Right. There's too many jokes about today going through my head for me to pick one thing that frightens me. Well, I agree. That's why I like the first movies too, and especially Naomi Watts in the first, because so much of it is played on her reaction and not blood and guts, and there was a certain elegance to how those movies were shot, and I think this one stands up to that aesthetically. I think it looks beautiful. I think cinematographer and the director and all the camera crews did a great job. And unfortunately on set, so much of it is that it's very, very technical. So for a theater kid, who's all about story and character, that can get a little tedious, because they're very long days. So generally, if there's a look of terror on my face, it's because they've told me lunch isn't for another 2 hours.
Oh, shoot.
I wish we had more time with Johnny.
I know.
I'll come back.
yeah,
I'm going to come back with those headphones, though.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Those
gonna take. Let
headphones
me
are
let you take
amazing.
mine.
No,
man.
you best not. No,
I don't want you to have them.
Don't you dare.
What's amazing, what I like about this guy, easily one of the highest paid actors on TV, him and his crew, rightfully so. You guys have done excellent work. But you might be one of the most down-to-earth people
Oh,
we've
thank
met
you.
with this
man.
kind of success, man.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate that about you, Johnny. Thank you very much.
That means a lot. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, absolutely. Hey, man, before you go, because they say you got to go do another interview.
Yeah.
I don't know if you told them to say that in advance in case you didn't like us.
No.
But so we do this thing called a mystery sack for our first-time guest. And can you explain what it is?
This one's a little bit
I
different.
saw that sparkling over there.
Yes.
This
My
is
eye goes
actually
to shiny
a
things.
battle of the best horror movies.
Okay.
Between the greatest matchups of all time. It's the battle of the best on Sway in the morning.
That was DB's voice in case you need some voiceover work.
All right, Johnny.
All
So
right.
you have to pick out two at a time.
Two
All
at a
right?
time.
Read them out loud and let us know which one is better to you.
All right.
Best horror movies.
All right.
From the Star of Rings in theaters February
Ooh,
3rd.
now this is the first is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
But you got to be specific about that because I think there's been about 17
Right,
well,
reboots
the
to that
original
movie.
one, the very
The
first.
original.
Tobe
Oh,
Hooper.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's going to be hard to beat. Let's see. Oh, The Exorcist. Yeah.
that's kind of a.
What was it?
I'm The Exorcist.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. I can't watch a single frame of that
Yeah.
movie. I can't look at it.
Yeah.
I tell you, they did a reissue of it for, I don't know, the 20th or 30th anniversary a few years ago. And I called my brother in Chicago just to check in. And I said, hey, what are you doing tonight? He said, I'm going to go see this movie, The Exorcist. I said, don't do it, man.
Yeah.
Don't see it. And I said, you've never seen it? He goes, no. I go, don't do it. It'll mess you up.
Yeah.
It's going to mess you up. It's messed me up for 25 years.
Me too.
He goes, oh, man, you're just a wimpy artistic actor boy. Like, I'll be fine. Hypersensitive jerk. So I call him up a couple days later. I go, hey, man, how you doing? He goes, man, I messed up. He goes, I've had laundry in the the washer in the basement, just collecting mildew for 3 days because I'm too afraid to go down there and switch it over in the dryer. I said, I told you, that movie's a masterpiece.
Yeah, The Exorcist. Okay, The
Yeah.
Exorcist beats Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Again.
And we found out your brother is soft.
Yep.
All right.
Two more.
Oh, 2 more. All right, here I am,
And this will be
waxing poetic.
This will be the last one right here.
Hostile or Saw.
Oh.
I'm
Saw
gonna-
one?
That's a good one.
Okay.
I'll pass this to anyone who's seen either of them.
So it's a tie.
They didn't take place at Cabrini Green. I don't want
All
that.
right, okay, cool. All right, let's do one more. Nah, fuck it, man. Yeah, Johnny Galecki, man.
Oh man, I've been watching my mouth the whole time. I could have said fuck.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
shit. Now I gotta come back.
Hey, go see the fucking rings.
Yeah, I was like, yo, he's being really conservative right now. Surprised he's not at the inauguration. All right, Johnny, man, pleasure, man. Please come back.
I'd love to, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
And you're a citizen.
A Sway in the morning.
Yes.
All right, I love it. All right.
Thank
All right.
you very much.
Hey, we got a 11 a.m. live stream that's taking place in 5 minutes with Mike Muse. He's going to be covering the inauguration. Go to Sway's Universe on YouTube in 5 minutes, and that's when we kick it off. Sway in the morning. Here's Lupe Fiasco.
It's Sway in the morning, only
On Shade 45.